Landmines and jellyfish. Welcome back to Knives, I guess, and hide your wife, hide your kids, then forget where you hid them so it's a pleasant surprise when you find them later. But, Air Conditioning Watch 2024, we have passed the 2-week mark and there's still no air conditioning. The only saving grace right now is it's just cool enough that a fan in the bedroom window helps in that one room. It is hot as balls in the rest of the house. Please avenge my death. But for the last week I've been carrying the Camillus Keto. And if you're just getting here and this is the first time you're seeing this thing, I was at Blade Show and I was at the Cold Steel SOG booth and I saw new Camilli. And that's the plural of Camillus. Deal with it. But I've got a soft spot for Camillus. The lever lock. It gave me such a soft spot for Camillus, especially back in the day. And I was hoping when I started looking at Camillus again that quality would still be there. But after the company sold, the quality went down in the toilet, which is usually what happens when a company gets sold. And, I was excited, and these Camilli looked a lot better than the ones I was seeing on Amazon because those had a face only a flea market could love. They looked terrible. So I saw this and I saw the Cirque, and I'm like, you know what? These look a lot better than what I've been seeing. Let's try them out on the channel. And I believe I paid $20 for this thing. It was a cash transaction, no receipt, so I can't remember exactly, but I will link off to this on Amazon, let you take a look at it. But let's take a look at what we're holding right here. Now, first things first, and most importantly, the pocket clip is tip up, which is the Lord's carry. It's got the Camillus sword cut out, and I wish more pocket clips were like this. That's a nice touch. We have got blue hardware on there, which is nicer than I expected. I didn't discover that till after I got home. We got G10 right here. We got a flipper tab. Let's flick the bean. 3.5-inch 420 stainless blade, and it says it's titanium bonded, which I've gone in on that titanium bonding on Cardboard Slayer on a different knife before, and it just does not wear off. I will give it credit there. We got a liner lock. And one of the first things that I noticed while fidgeting with it, after I, did my first impression, is it's on bearings, and these bearings, you can kind of feel them grinding when you open and close them. Doesn't feel good, doesn't feel comfortable. The detent is incredibly stiff. Like, every time I put the amount of pressure I like on the flipper tab, it doesn't open. I got to push down really hard on that flipper tab. Let's flick the bean again. And it's not necessarily, I'm not afraid that it's going to partially deploy. I'm more just kind of annoyed that I have to press down that hard. I got to kind of remember that the detent's that stiff when I'm using this thing. So, it's a nuisance. And then, the pocket clip, that was the next thing I noticed. The retention on the pocket clip is very, very weak. Like, this is a weak pocket clip. I can bend it that far with just a fingertip. So this is probably, this would eventually suffer the same fate as the Buck Knives Decatur. That one, it hung up on something and took no pressure to bend it, like, way out of shape. And then I have to take the clip off, get pliers, and squish it back into place. This is very likely to suffer the same fate. The only thing saving it is the dingus end of the clip right here is nowhere near as raised as the clip on the Decatur. So, it's a little bit better protected from that, but it's still a very, very high likelihood that it'll eventually happen. And I mean, this thing, it reeks of cheap. Let's take a look at the factory edge real quick. Like, I'll show you how that was. Like, you can kind of tell this cut is not clean. It's not great. That's actually, I think, the best cut that I've gotten off this thing so far on the copy paper. But, I mean, the edge is just god-awful. Let's take a look at the cardstock. Stuff's falling on me. That is actually the best cut I've gotten out of this thing, which is impressive. Every other take I've done with this, that cut's been way worse. But, I'd give the edge a 5 out of 10. At work, it pulled and tore the plastic on the pallets instead of cutting it nicely, which is the litmus. If it cuts that plastic nicely and goes right through it, that's a good factory edge. If you've got edge problems, it'll show you. It's just, that was a weak factory edge, like 5 out of 10. And, carrying it was an interesting experience, because I kind of figured, like, in the waistband, totally non-offensive, no major issue. But, I've been carrying in the pocket more and more and more just for the speed and convenience. And the dingus end of this right here, made it super annoying to go in my pocket for anything else. No, it's this dingus end right here, but it's kind of bad on both ends. But this, the way it's set up, because it's not rounded over the other way, it's convex instead of concave right here. Or no, concave instead of convex. Speaking is hard. This right here, you'd hit this every time you went in your pocket for something, and it was incredibly annoying. Like, I don't know who put that there without doing any testing on it, and there was no thought put into it, but it doesn't look that good, and it definitely doesn't feel that good. This thing just reeks to high hella cheapness. Just dealing with this was a pain in the left ass. The flipper tab was annoying. The factory edge isn't great. I like the G10 on it, and at the very least, the grip in the hand is comfortable. I got a feeling when we do Cardboard Slayer on it, this right here with the edge of this thing not being crowned over, it's probably going to become annoying really fast. We'll have to see about that. And like these edges right here on the liners also aren't chamfered, so that's probably going to hurt too. That's what I'm expecting. Now, I did feed it a few pieces of really, really rough cardboard. Like, I really pushed it through a couple of cuts, not many, but a couple. It went through them fairly, reasonably well. Going through single layer cardboard, it went through like a laser. It cut that really smoothly. Double layer heavy duty cardboard, like it pushed through it, and it took a reasonable amount of effort, so credit where it's due there. And it's just, this thing is a $10 knife on a good day. I'd rather be carrying the Harbor Freight Gordon GK23 before this thing for everything across the board on that factory edge. So much better than this. And I would be disappointed, but I set my expectations very, very realistically for this. Camillus is known for having very, very poor quality after they've been sold, because when a company sells, the quality goes straight down the toilet. This one went down pretty hard. I don't think it even went down swinging. And it's just, it's a Camillus. It's what we all expect out of Camillus. And, I would love for this thing to be good. It would not have taken more than a couple of changes, it's a lot of small things. It would only take a couple of changes to make this thing a really, really good knife and make it worth $20 or more. Fix the dingus end right here so that it's not uncomfortable to go in your pocket. The dingus end right here, fix that. It's a massive nuisance. Tune the D10 a little bit better, better than 420 stainless on the blade. Better bearing system, crown some edges over so they're not, almost hard 90s. And these are not big things to fix. They should have been caught in testing and, during the design phase, but they weren't. Someone slapped this together in CAD and they're like, well, send it. And whoever was responsible for testing this was having to be, busy dealing with the fact that his wife was sleeping with the quality control guy from over at Gerber. Just blah. And, like I said, I'd love for this thing to be good. I would have liked for a new Camillus to be good. Camillus has one more chance here with the Cirque. You got AUS-8 steel, you got G10 handle, it's got the bearing system, and honestly, this thing looks a ton better. And we are going to get into this thing. However, I'm going to wash the taste of this out of my mouth with a couple of nicer knives. Tomorrow's going to be a cheat day just because I want to carry something nice. And then when we do the live stream on Thursday, you guys are going to be able to pick between the Kaiser Nice Guy and the Kaiser Drop Bear, whichever one of those I'm going to carry for the next week. So if you want to help make decisions like that and you want to have fun with us while we do Cardboard Slayer and see how long an edge holds up, drop by a live stream. We have a lot of fun and they are very enjoyable. I get to hang out with you guys while we're playing around with knives and beating an edge to death. So, that's everything I can think of to say about this thing. It's just, it reeks of cheap. It looks, at least aesthetically, a little better than a flea market knife, not by a ton. But man, this thing is bad, and I'm looking forward to Cardboard Slayer just to see how quickly the 420 stainless wears out. It cannot last long. I do not expect much performance out of it. So, all that being said, thanks for looking at my crap. Subscribers, you guys are awesome. Y'all keep coming in. I can't thank you enough. It's very gratifying that you guys watch this stuff and get something out of it. At 2K, we got a giveaway. I've got 4 knives to give away, so if you haven't subscribed, please do. Try to win yourself a knife. There are other giveaways in the meantime. Comments, I love some feedback. Let me know what you think about what you're seeing here or anything else. And all that being said, y'all have a nice day.